Tracy's Emmerdale exit is coming up as she prepares to leave the village after actress Amy Walsh went on maternity leave. Although Amy has already had her baby in real life, Tracy is currently still on screen in Emmerdale. But not for long. On Tuesday, March 24th, Vanessa caught Tracy making plans with Billy Fletcher. She instantly assumed Tracy and Billy were organizing a date and was thrilled to see her sister moving on following a difficult few years. Tracy nervously confirmed Vanessa's theory. She was going out with Billy. But then Billy let slip that he was actually just helping her move by borrowing a van from work. Furious, Vanessa confronted Tracy over her lies. She wanted to know exactly what was going on and why Tracy was leaving. Tracy confessed she was moving to live with Cara, late husband Nate Robinson's mum. She was setting up a new business and had a job and a place to live for Tracy. Vanessa wasn't overly happy about her sister leaving, but she understood she needed a fresh start. So when will Tracy actually leave? Tracy's exit date is confirmed as Sunday, March 29th. The soap is airing a special Sunday episode to make up for more schedule disruption next week. Tracy will be waiting to leave alongside Frankie, with tearful Vanessa ready to say goodbye. But they are waiting for Kane to arrive. Tracy really hopes he will get there in time to wave Frankie off. However, with so much turmoil in his life, can Kane make it? Amy hasn't made any comment on whether or not she will return to Emmerdale after having her baby. In scenes aired last night, Vanessa asked whether she was going for good, and Tracy replied she didn't know. When Amy had her first child, she left the soap for a year before returning. It seems likely she will do the same again this time. On Monday, March 23rd, Amy announced she had welcomed her second child into the world. She shared a picture of a tiny pair of legs to reveal the new arrival. Although she has not given a name, the star has had another girl, and the tot was wearing a rose-printed baby grow. Amy, who is married to ex-EastEnders star Toby Alexander-Smith, already has a daughter. They are parents to Bonnie, who was born in 2022. The following summer, the couple got engaged during a romantic trip to Ibiza. Amy and Toby said, "I do," and got married in a star-studded ceremony in Montenegro soon after. The couple, who met in the audience of Strictly Come Dancing in 2019, announced they were expecting their second child together last September. The village of Emmerdale had seen its fair share of heartbreak, but for Tracy Robinson, the past few years had been relentless. Loss, struggle, survival, and now departure. Chapter 1, A Secret in Motion. The early morning air was crisp as Tracy stood outside her house, staring at the quiet street. Her hands trembled slightly as she clutched her phone. She had made the decision. There was no turning back now. Inside, little Frankie's laughter echoed faintly, a reminder of everything she was doing this for. Tracy closed her eyes for a moment, steadying herself. "Fresh start," she whispered. "It's what we need." But secrets in a village like Emmerdale never stayed hidden for long. Chapter 2, Vanessa's Discovery. Later that day, Vanessa Woodfield walked into the cafe, her eyes immediately landing on Tracy, who was sitting with Billy Fletcher. They were talking quietly. Too quietly. Vanessa smirked to herself. "Oh my God," she whispered. "She's finally moving on." She approached the table, unable to hide her excitement. "Don't stop on my account," Vanessa teased. "I'm just thrilled to see this." Tracy froze. Billy blinked. Vanessa leaned in. "You and Billy? About time." Tracy forced a nervous laugh. "Yeah, something like that." Billy opened his mouth. And that was when everything fell apart. Chapter 3, The Truth Comes Out. "I'm just helping her move," Billy said casually. "Borrowed a van from work." Silence. Vanessa's smile disappeared instantly. "Move," she repeated slowly. Tracy's heart sank. "Vanessa, I can explain." "Explain what?" Vanessa snapped. "That you're leaving? That you lied to my face." The cafe seemed to shrink around them. Tracy swallowed hard. "I didn't want to make it harder." Vanessa's voice trembled. "Harder than finding out like this?" The truth hung between them, heavy and unavoidable. Chapter 4, A New Beginning. Somewhere else. That evening, Tracy finally told her everything. "I'm going to live with Cara," she said quietly. "Nate's mum. She's offered me a place, a job. A chance to start again." Vanessa stared at her, stunned. "So that's it?" she asked. "You're just leaving everything behind?" "I'm not leaving everything," Tracy said, her voice breaking. "I'm taking Frankie. I'm trying to give her something better." Vanessa turned away, fighting tears. "I get it," she said eventually. I wish you'd trusted me enough to tell me." Tracy reached out, but Vanessa hesitated, just for a moment, before finally taking her hand. Chapter 5. The countdown begins. Word spread quickly. It always did. The village buzzed with quiet conversations, sympathetic glances, and unspoken questions. Everyone knew Tracy had been through more than most. But leaving? That was something else entirely. Meanwhile, Kane Dingle was dealing with his own turmoil. With everything happening in his life, Tracy's departure felt like another weight pressing down on him. Yet deep down he knew one thing. He had to be there. For Frankie. For Nate. For Tracy. Chapter 6. The night before. The night before her departure, Tracy couldn't sleep. She walked through the house slowly, taking in every detail. The worn furniture, the quiet corners, the memories that lingered in every room. This place had been her refuge. And her prison. Now, it was time to let it go. Frankie stirred in her cot, and Tracy gently picked her up, holding her close. "We're going somewhere new," she whispered softly. "A place where we can be happy." But even as she said it, tears slipped down her cheeks. Chapter 7. The day arrives. Sunday came too quickly. Outside, a car waited. Inside, emotions ran high. Vanessa stood by the door, her eyes red from crying. Tracy held Frankie tightly, trying to stay strong. "Are you sure about this?" Vanessa asked quietly. Tracy nodded. "I have to be." They hugged, long, tight, desperate. "I'm going to miss you," Vanessa whispered. "I'll miss you too." But something was missing. Someone. Chapter 8. Waiting for Kane. They waited. Minutes passed. Then more. Tracy glanced down the road again and again, her heart sinking each time it remained empty. "He'll come," Vanessa said, though she wasn't entirely sure. Tracy swallowed hard. I wanted him to say goodbye to Frankie. Time was running out. The driver shifted impatiently. "Maybe we should," Vanessa began. Then, a car appeared in the distance. Chapter 9. The goodbye. It was Kane Dingle. He stepped out, his expression heavy with emotion. "I'm not late, am I?" he asked gruffly. Tracy shook her head, tears already falling. Kane walked over slowly, his gaze softening as he looked at Frankie. "Hey, little one," he murmured. He reached out, gently touching her hand. For a moment, the world stood still. Then he looked at Tracy. "You're doing the right thing," he said quietly. "I hope so." Kane nodded. "You'll be all right." Chapter 10. Leaving Emmerdale. The final goodbye came too soon. Tracy hugged Vanessa one last time, then turned to Kane. "Take care of yourself," she said. "You too." With that, she got into the car. As it pulled away, Vanessa broke down, and Kane stood silently beside her. The village faded behind Tracy as she looked ahead, holding Frankie close. A new chapter awaited. But Emmerdale would always be home. Epilogue, a future unwritten. Back in the village, life carried on, as it always did. But something was missing. A presence. A story unfinished. And somewhere far away, Tracy Robinson was starting again. Stronger, braver, and ready for whatever came next.